All right, guys, what is going on? The opener was today in Phoenix. The final score: Phoenix. The Suns beat the Kings tonight by 4 points in their opener, 120 to 116. They were favored to win by 4 points, and they covered. Uh, terrible, terrible finish. I'm not gonna get too down, and I'll explain why I'm not gonna get too down. But definitely, for sure, some area of concerns. Let's start off with the numbers with the starting five. DeMar DeRozan, 37 minutes, he had 29 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Drew Eubanks started for Sabonis in 22 minutes. He had 4 points, 4 rebounds. Dennis Schroeder, 30 minutes tonight. He had 14.7 assists, 1 rebound. Zach LaVine, 35 minutes. He had 30 points. He had 1 assist. He had 2 rebounds. And Nick Clifford got the start for Keegan Murray. Nick Clifford in 24 minutes. He had 2 points, 2 assists, and 8 rebounds. And the bench, Dylan Cardwell, who I will talk about in a little bit. Off the bench, he had 15 minutes. He had 3 points. He had 1 rebound. Maxime Renard, 11 minutes. He had 0 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Russell Westbrook, the Brody, made his Kings debut tonight. He had 19 minutes. He had 6 points. He had 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Keon Ellis played 13 minutes. He had 9 points, 1 board, 0 assists. Malik Monk in 27 minutes. He had 19 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. And Dario Saric got 7 minutes tonight. He had 0 points, 0 assists, and 3 rebounds. So a dominant first half. The Kings put up 71 points in the first half, and in the second half they just came out. They came out flat. Couldn't make baskets. Couldn't get defensive stops. I think the frustrating thing about this game tonight was the offensive rebounds. The Kings just could not grab the freaking rebound, and that led to the Suns having 30 plus points, second chance points. Unacceptable. You cannot do that. I get that you were shorthanded with your big being out in Sabonis and without your Keegan Murray. And that was the story of the game in the second half. The Kings just couldn't rebound the ball. They were short and small, meaning that they played a lot of small ball and they just, small ball lineup did not get it done the second half. And it's frustrating, man, because you played such a good, great first half. You're making shots. Levine was going crazy. And then second half, when the shots don't fall down, you got to play defense. And you didn't do that in the second half. You didn't get stops in the second half. And I didn't want to get way too comfortable, even being as much up as many as 17 to 20 points. I knew those shots that were falling the first half, they weren't going to fall. They weren't going to keep falling in the second half. They were eventually going to be stagnant. They were eventually going to be some missed shots for sure. And that was the case in the second half. And you did not get rebounds. I loved what I saw from Dylan Cardwell in the minutes that he got. I think Doug Christie should consider starting Dylan Cardwell over Drew Eubanks. Honestly, really think that that might happen, man. I think that he is a better pick and roll defender than Drew Eubanks. I know Eubanks played his butt off tonight and he did good work in 24 minutes, but there's times where he looked lost and he needed to just reevaluate himself. I think that, and Dylan Caldwell in the second half when he came in the fourth quarter, his pick and roll defense was pretty damn good, and he was getting after it and challenging contesting shots. So something that I might consider doing for Friday's game against the Jazz, since they do have tall bigs in Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler. I may consider starting Drew. Sorry, not Drew. I may consider starting Dylan Cardwell. And that's no knock on Maxime Renard. I think he's got potential as well in being 7-1. And I think that he should get a good chunk of minutes as well for Friday night's game. You know, Zach LaVine, his three-point shot did not look in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. He had some wide open bricks. And he did make some tough three-pointers at the end of the game, man. Even, I know we lost by 4. Technically, it should have been 117 instead of 116. There's a three-pointer he made at the end of the game, which should have been a 3, but they only counted it as a 2. I don't know why they couldn't review it. It's under a minute left in the fourth quarter, unless if the rule has changed. But that was clearly, they showed a replay of it. That was clearly a freaking three-point basket. His foot was way behind the line, and it should have been counted for as a 3 instead of a 2. So technically, the Kings scored 117 points tonight. So with that being said, I mean, it sucks, man. You had a great first half. You weathered the storm, and it just came down to the trenches, and the Kings couldn't get it done down the stretch. I mean, they couldn't get it done down the stretch. And I'm not going to get too down on it just because you're missing Sabonis and Keegan Murray. I mean, you're missing your starting 4 and 5. So even without them, they still put up a good fight. They should have. This game should have been a winnable game, knowing that you missed both of those players. DeRozan and Levine cooked, both of them combined, for 59 points, and they still lost. So it's very unfortunate to see that, but I think that they just got to do a better job of rebounding the ball if they're going to go with this lineup and just try to get better defensive stops down the stretch moving forward. So with that being said, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts on tonight's game. Season opener at home is Friday night. I will be there. Looking forward to seeing this team bounce back and get the win on Friday night. And I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts about tonight's game. Appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Have yourself a great night. Take care. God bless. Keep pushing forward. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.